In the early hours of April 17, 1967, the city of Accra awoke to gunfire, confusion, and the sound of music. Not just any music, but a high-life hit by Nigerian guitarist Sir Victor Uwaifo. This was no ordinary broadcast. It was the soundtrack to one of Ghana's strangest and bloodiest coups, known forever as Operation Guitar Boy. A year earlier, Kwame Nkrumah had been overthrown in a military coup. In his place, the National Liberation Council, or NLC, took power. Led by General Joseph Ankara and General Emmanuel Kotoka, the NLC promised to restore order. But power always attracts challengers. And in April 1967, two young lieutenants, Samuel Arthur and Moses Yeboah, decided it was their time to act. Their plan was bold: strike at dawn, seize Christiansborg Castle, storm Flagstaff House, and control the airwaves. The coup began with coordinated attacks. At Christiansborg Castle, Major Osi Poku led his men into battle. General Ankara barely escaped, leaping into the Atlantic Ocean to save his life. At Flagstaff House, Lieutenant Moses Yeboah's group clashed with guards. In the firefight, Ghana lost one of its most famous generals, General Kotoka, the very man who had helped overthrow Nkrumah just a year earlier. But death was not enough. The coup plotters feared Kotoka's reputation for powerful juju, spiritual protection. To break his supposed magic, they mutilated his body and dumped his remains near the airport. For many Ghanaians, this act shocked the conscience of the nation. With Kotoka dead, Lieutenant Samuel Arthur seized Broadcasting House. Over the airwaves, he announced the overthrow of the NLC. Then came the strange twist. Instead of martial music or solemn declarations, the conspirators played Sir Victor Uwaifo's hit song, Guitar Boy. The coup would forever carry its name. But just as the coup seemed to gain momentum, Samuel Arthur made a fatal mistake. After the broadcast, he drove an armored vehicle, not to secure strategic positions, but to visit his girlfriend, to ask if she had recognized his voice on radio. This bizarre detour signaled the beginning of the end. At Burma camp, Arthur tried to rally support. Instead of asserting himself, he followed peacetime tradition and entered the officers' mess unarmed. His fellow officers quickly overpowered and arrested him. Meanwhile, his soldiers were disarmed, and the coup unraveled within hours. Lieutenant Samuel Arthur and Lieutenant Moses Yeboah were court-martialed, sentenced to death on May 5th, and executed by firing squad on May 9th, 1967. Major Osei Poku and others were also punished. The failed coup cemented the NLC's grip on power, but it also exposed the fragility of Ghana's young military state. Today, Accra's international airport bears Kotoka's name, a reminder of both his role in Ghana's turbulent history and his violent death. The Guitar Boy Coup remains one of Africa's strangest military uprisings, where music, superstition, and ambition collided in blood and betrayal.